Hey everybody, my name is Chuck Pino, and this is my open letter to all lovers of entertainment. Um, you may or may not know me, and honestly, where I'm concerned, I don't really matter. I have some thoughts where entertainment's concerned, and I would really love for you to hear them. And I haven't written anything down. I don't have any cue cards or anything special going on because that's just not my deal. I like to be raw. That's why the channel is called Chuck's Raw Reviews. And today I got a bit of a rant in me. And usually I would go live, but I decided that this is one that I wanted to not be interrupted, to just say what I have to say and get it out there, and hopefully get it out there to as many people as possible. This isn't about going viral or making money or any of that crap. That's not what it's about. I love modern entertainment. And uh, after the pandemic, it became all the more important to me and to our world that we understood that entertainment is a huge part of what we do. And it's not necessarily just, you know, binge watching this or there's so much cultural impact from our entertainment, from what it does across the globe. And what I mostly want to focus on, because I'm a novelist and I am a comic writer and that kind of stuff, is the source material. Because see, what happens is a lot of times we watch movies or TV shows that are based on children's books or novels, um, comics, video games, that kind of stuff. And as viewers, our first response is to say it's good or it sucks, and that's the end of that. And obviously, it's the internet, guys. You know, there's lots of negativity out there. But a lot of these executives, we're just numbers to them. Um, they're guessing what they think may or may not work, and a lot of times, a director or a writer or someone they'll be put on to do a project, and they'll be like, I don't want to look at the source material because I don't want to be inspired by that. I've been told what I'm supposed to do, and I'm just going to do that. And it's like, no. I mean, do you know why Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool is so amazing? It's because of his love for the character. It's because he actually went and read and enjoyed what was there and truly connected with it. And that character was born, I mean, obviously they came out around the same-ish time, but they were two very different people or different entities that when they came together, it was like, yeah, it makes perfect sense. Deadpool is hilarious in the same way that Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. And the two of them just worked so well together. And again, it's because of his love of the character and his love of the source material. I don't want to get too much into the Deadpool stuff, so we'll move away from that. But yeah, it's all about the source material. And my issue, folks, is that I feel like all too often we're ignoring that. So you'll watch a movie and you'll go, I just saw this, it sucked. And that's the end of that. But why would they even make that movie? Like, if it's based upon something else, why did they even make it? They made it because whatever the original creation was, it was exciting enough to inspire people to go, you know what, people really love this. We should turn it into something else. We should try to rehash it. And there's nothing wrong with that. So much of that stuff has been done really well. And there will be arguments which ones have been done well and which ones haven't. But to you out there, I say, start looking into these source materials. If you hear of something and you go, man, that's a really cool idea, but I don't know. I'll throw the Assassin's Creed movie. I hated it, but the idea sounded cool. Check out the video games. Watch some videos of people playing it online if you're not a video game person, or throw it out into the world. Say, man, I would love to see an Assassin's Creed movie created that truly seems to pay homage to its source. And I think the more and more that we make these outcries, you know what? Another great example: Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, come on, guys. When the Sonic trailer dropped and he had those weird teeth, everybody said something. I said it doesn't make sense. The stuff doesn't. And those people went back and they checked it out. And I'll tell you, my kids are huge Sonic fans, and they love those movies. And they love those movies because the people involved truly tried to connect to the source material as much as possible and give the people what was there. It doesn't have to be exact, obviously, but it at least needs to recognize and appreciate the source material. And hopefully, if and I think more people need to go and play these video games and read these comics, read these novels, listen to the audio dramas, whatever it is, and try to check it out. But even if you're not going to do that, start being a little more vocal with what you love. And I know all too often, our the way we are vocal is like angry yelpers. We'll go there and we'll go, "This thing sucked." Well, you know what? Instead of just saying this thing sucked and you took our money, why don't you say, "You know what? We'd like it to be more like the original. We want to see what that thing is, or more connections to it. We want to know that you appreciate it." And executives out there, that's really something you should be doing. Like, we have all these comic book movies, but no one seems to read or look at comics. Why is that? It's because even not even just comics, let's be honest. Comics, video games, and even on its own level, novels. It's been pointed out that they're for specific audiences. Novels are for eggheads. Total BS. And by the way, anyone who knows me knows that BS is not the word I wanted to say. I love to swear. And if this video goes right, I won't swear because I want to get this out to as many people as possible. Well, there might be one swear word. You'll see. But yeah, man, novels are for eggheads, and comics and video games are for kids. And honestly, they're mediums like anything else. They're mediums like TV shows, like movies, like all that stuff. And we need to start treating them like that and recognizing that. And that doesn't mean that you have to go out and pick up a video game or watch or pick up comics or do any of that kind of stuff. But at least recognize that they're totally approachable, interesting mediums that you could be enjoying, except for the fact that somebody else said, "No, they're for losers," or "They're for whoever else." And that's crap. Some of the most interesting, intelligent things I've ever written were in comic, or not written. Sorry, wow, that's huge. Read were in comic form, and some of the most silly, asinine stuff I've ever seen have been in novels, and it can go anyway. They're mediums, which means that they go across all sorts of different genres and types, and they all have their own language. And we're missing out on that language because people are only interested in one or the other, and they're not open to as much. So what I would tell you guys, my fellow lovers of entertainment, enjoy more mediums. And also open up that public outcry for more love for the originals. For the things that did inspire these things. People. I'm a comic creator, and I go to these comic conventions all the time, and I'll ask people who are dressed up as Superman, Spider-Man, Deadpool, whomever else, "Man, do you enjoy comics?" And every once in a while, I'll have someone walk by and they'll say, "Duh, where am I?" And I'll say, "No, no, no, no. You are 1 in 100," because that's not how it happens. Most of the time when I ask, "Do you like comics?" the answer is no. No. Because they're dressed up as those characters because of the movies, because of cartoons, because of whatever else. And that's all well and good. I love that you love them. But understand that they came from somewhere. They were inspired by something. And those versions are not less than what you're enjoying. Not by a long shot. In fact, in some way, they may even be better. Or they are better. And that's because there's so much more to it. Think about things like Captain America and Superman and all these other cool creations, Spider-Man, Batman. We've seen them a million times, but in comics, they've been going on for 60 years. Do you have to read 60 years worth of comics? No, but you could certainly go to someone and say, man, I loved this, was my favorite Batman movie. What is a comic, a graphic novel, or a small arc that you think I would enjoy? And they'll point you in that direction, especially comic owners and comic shop owners. Oh my goodness, of course they will. Because A, of course, they'd like you to pick up some comics. But B, they want you to love what they love. They want you to appreciate this cool medium that we've all been enjoying, and honestly, we felt a little left out. So, as you guys enjoy these movies and TV shows and whatever else, like I said, remember the originals, check them out, track down even indies that aren't, and of course, this, because I'm an indie creator, suddenly people are going to say I'm making this about me, but I'm not. There's so many things that you have not seen. Things like, let's say, Tank Girl, which a lot of people love that movie. It was a really fun movie, but it's also a great comic book. And it's been a lot of other stuff. And people miss out on that. They either loved the movie or they hated it, but a lot of them didn't even know that it came from a comic. There's tons of great movies and TV shows that have come from comics, and you would never know it because a lot of those studios are too afraid to show off and talk about the comics because they're afraid it will give it a stigma. Or, certainly not as much now, but at one point, definitely. So let's start showing those source materials off. Let's start talking about them. Let's start suggesting them to our friends. Oh, you really like this TV show? You liked Echo? Okay, cool. Well, why don't you check out this specific graphic novel? I've got it right back here. And you can show it to them and check it out and share it like anyone else has shared books or music or anything else. So please, everybody, this is just my outcry. Hopefully it's something that people are interested in and that they want to hear. And you know what? They want to. And if you do, just share this out and talk about it. It's not even about sharing my voice. It's about sharing this interesting thought and hopefully wanting it as well. You know what? I didn't want to get distracted by going live. And if I keep talking, I'll just end up repeating myself. So I think I got to be done. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. Whoever has listened. And I did promise one. So my name is Chuck, and I give a fuck. Take care, everybody.